Okay, let's talk about some practical advice for those who might be interested in keeping African soft furs as pets. There's a few things that you should know when you're dealing with this animal. One, they are Houdinis and they are super smart. These guys have been a real challenge to keep contained, as you can tell by looking at Sunnydale, the cage on the right, the big one. I had to do some lacing on any spaces that were 0.5 or larger to reduce the incidence of escape from Sunnydale. Unfortunately, that cage cannot be used with any of the small ones because it doesn't matter how much you lace it up, the little ones will still get out. So only seniors. Generation 4, what's working with those guys is down here. And I was able to correct between here, these generations, and this one. One of the first problems that I encountered with these guys was the fact that they were super inbred. No faults of the people. They probably didn't know what they were looking at, but having done rodents for the better part of 50 years, this is something that I was able to see pretty easily when I got them. So one of the things that was a good telltale was the fact that these guys originally, generation 1 especially, had 2 different size eyeballs, which was very unusual. That's just not normal. Some of them pop out farther. Some of them sit like normal American-style mice eyes. That was a situation I was able to correct by the time we got down to generation 5. Now, generation 4, they still had a lot of the super aggression. Very bitey. These guys were very bitey. It was never fun to go into their cage and work with them. Still isn't, honestly. But again, they helped me start on my colonies, so they get to live out their best lives here in Sunnydale and have as much fun as it is possible to have for the rest of the days. They pass away on their own, and then those bodies are removed and given to other creatures who will take care of it for me. So when we made it to generation 4, a lot of these guys were better health-wise. One of the things that I noticed that was really interesting about these guys is that they are definitely seed eaters and vegetable eaters. They really are far more into that than any of the other species I've worked with before. Gerbils, hamsters, mice, rats, doesn't matter. These guys, this is always the preferred. And honestly, they seem to avoid fruit. They have no interest in it, really, that I've seen, except for the odd old mouse that will once in a while partake. They are a very aggressive species towards each other. From these generations to this generation, it was an awful lot like dealing with a crime scene every time we had to introduce new mice. It was really bad. I'm hoping that I will have that corrected more by here, which is generation 5. And so far, they are proving me out, which is pretty awesome. And also, these guys are extremely touchable. You can touch them. You can handle them. I do think you have to hold on to their tails because, like I said, these guys are Houdinis and they will drop and run, and they think it is very funny to drop, run, and then go hide somewhere in your house and wait till the next night to come out and tease you. I can't even count how many times that's happened with these guys while I was learning. Now, I've been very successfully keeping them contained since then. And this is how I do it. And I get a lot more enjoyment out of these guys than you would believe, because they are super fun when you're up in the middle of the night. They're always doing something silly. And I particularly love to see the seniors move like they're young again. That is really amazing. So I think I've finally made it to the point where I can send a couple of my guys out into the pet world. I'm hoping to find a couple of people interested in taking them on here in my hometown, so that I can keep tabs on how they work as pets. But these guys are so friendly, and they are so fun to watch. And these guys are so spoiled, and they love treats like nobody's business. They will come out of the woodworks for them. And they will rearrange their cage every day. So I always have to put it back together. So that's kind of fun.